Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on Sunday, October 12th, 2014, Columbus Day at 11:35 in the morning, Eastern Daylight Time. And it's Sunday, so I went to church, went to the 8 o'clock service, and I took my camera along. I thought I'd show you a little something of the church. Just in passing, I'll mention that Roseanne gave another great sermon about the grace of God being freely offered to all and how we have to respond to it. Otherwise, we're going to be like that fellow in the wedding banquet in Matthew that gets tossed out into outer darkness where there's wailing and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen. She's great. In any case, I'm going to show you this. This first shot is of a couple of mosaics that a local artist sort of designed, and then the parish youths and some of the adults put this thing together in concrete. It's in concrete. I mean, they've mounted these pieces of glass and stuff in concrete, and so they're fairly heavy, and originally the plan was to put them out in the memorial garden, which is on the other side of the church. You'll see that later in the video, but you had to keep them undercover too in some way. So this retired, well, he's not retired, he's still practicing. This 80-some-year-old veterinary ophthalmologist who does woodworking made these cabinets that you'll see, and then they hung them on the back entrance to the church. I'm very glad they didn't put these things up inside the church. As a piece of decorative art, it works okay. But in theory, and I emphasize the word theory, this little creation is supposedly based on a poem by Emily Dickinson called "The Gentian Weaves Her Fringes." That pretty much tells you all you need to know right there, doesn't it? And it ends up, it says the bee is God and the butterfly is Christ, and the wind, of course, is the Holy Ghost. And, it's supposed to be a Trinity equivalent. In other words, these two mosaics are supposed to depict the Trinity. Well, I guess you can say anything depicts anything. If words have become meaningless. So I leave it to your judgment. What? Well, so what do you think? I'm glad they're outside, though, where I don't have to look at them during the service. Oh. Here's the sign out in front of the church, also made by this this veterinary ophthalmologist. He does stained glass. The glass work in it is his glass work. The parish was founded in 1817, and the current building dates from 1844. The first building was a much smaller wooden structure, although they did have a stone tower in the back of it, and that is now part of the current building. And you'll see it when I show you the memorial garden. It's now houses our chapel, and what used to be the office, but is now kind of a nursery thing for the younger kids, you know, if they get, well, just nursery for the younger kids. I mean, show you some shots here of the building. That's pretty self-explanatory. Now let's walk around to the memorial garden on the west side of the church. This was built probably around 1998, 99. It's a columbarium. You've got niches in the stone wall, and then the idea is that you can have, you know, spots for interment down the pathway and around the pathway. And then there's a common vault, which you'll see it's got the, you know, the lid screws off, and it's got the diocesan seal on it. The lid screws off, and, you know, ashes are just poured in. I mean, everybody's mixed together. I mean, it's a true communion of saints, and their names are listed on a plaque on the exterior side wall of the church nearby. I like that idea. I think I might go down the big common hole. Now that you've seen the Memorial Garden columbarium area, let's go inside. We might actually catch our organist rehearsing prior to the 10:30 service. Well, it's time to go home, and I'll give you a sort of a last look here at the back side of the church. And then I'll swing over and you can take a look at the parish house, which dates from the 1820s. They may or may not be going to sell that because of financial problems. I think they're going to be very foolish to get rid of that. But so on that note, have a look at this, and then I'll say bye-bye, YouTubers.